Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Welcome to another edition of the Balking Dead. I'm your favorite host, Sharpie's Bets, and we're back. It's Monday, man, and man, do we have a great card to talk about today. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to 100, minimum of 25, and it helps us out a lot, guys. So go use that promo code, and I will help you if you show me a screenshot that you went and used that promo code PUBSPORTS with the screenshot of that deposit. I will give you my picks for 2 weeks and make sure you get your money back from PrizePicks. So I'll do you a favor. You do us a favor at the end of the day. Y'all know you scratch mine, I'll scratch yours. So I appreciate you all. And you know we winning, so they want in, and we got a new sponsor. W, guys, not Doobie. A clean energy powder with no come down to your day. By scanning the QR code on your screen, you'll get 10% off your first order by simply using the promo code PUBSPORTS, guys. Go use that promo code. If they don't got PUBSPORTS promo somewhere, tell them they need to have it. So shout out to the chat. Appreciate you all for showing up. Shout out to the best producer in the whole wide world, Papa Big Show Picks. Y'all know the drill. Hit the like if you haven't already and make sure you have them notification bells on. Yesterday, guys, was one of those days where I only ended up on one guy. And man, did Braxton Garrett go do what I thought he was going to do. And maybe not fucking cashing 30 pitches, but he still went out there and put up an 8-piece McStrider in a spot where he has done damage in, and we ate. Yesterday, 2-0. Last week, over 12 units up, but we are 0-0 today. So let's get to the mother trucking money, fellas. On the show, we use FanDuel lines, compare them to PrizePicks, unless stated otherwise. We are now 7 to 8 games deep, depending on which team you're on, guys. So I'm not going to bring up last year's numbers unless there is a drastic difference to where they are at now. So from here on out, it's going to be this year's numbers. If we bring up last year's, that's because there's a problem going on. Let's talk what a lot of people may think is a problem, and that's Showtime. Shohei Ohtani at the Orioles, number 2 in the black book. This year, he's got a 36.3 K percentage and an 11 walk percentage. Opening line was 7+ minus 132. Caesars has him right about there. FanDuel was 8+ plus 114. Closing line is 7+ minus 142 everywhere but FanDuel, who has him at the 8+. 7 on PrizePicks. Hits allowed under over 4.5. The lineup is 6 lefties, 3 righties for your Baltimore Orioles. This year, he's averaging a 10.7 K per 9 at home compared to a 16.1 on the road. He is a 29 innings compared to a 19 innings on the road. Still, though, last year and the year back, this guy's one of those dudes. If you want to run him, we run him. He's striking out lefties 12.7 K per 9 and the right-handed side this year 13.1. Not big of a difference. So like we said, if we want to run him, we run him. Now, oh Lord, we got a juice 6.5 out there. Oh my gosh, go Ohtani. This got to be a trap. Oh my goodness, this got to be a trap. And I'd say maybe, guys, but I track everything on all my pitchers, from the date to the line to what color motherfucking draws they had on, if I could find that out too, guys. So at the end of the day, what the books would do, I knew what the books were going to do before they even did it. I capped it to where if they put it at a 6.5 minus 150, it's not a fucking trap. And guess what, guys? Popped out 132. Most books had it 150. One bit had it at the plus money on the one up. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to end around the minus 150 where I expected, because these books respect the Cardinals and the Cardinals at home. Well, guess who fucking doesn't respect the Bucks? And guess who don't respect the freaking Cardinals at home? This guy. And we're now going to get on the Baltimore. Oh, they don't respect. We're on the Baltimore, though. So Sharp got a little high. Started talking about last week. But let's start talking about this week. So why did they drop him, guys? Well, the other 3 guys on our Mount Rushmore, besides Ohtani, all got dropped. And this is where I talk about tracking the lines, guys. DeGrom was at a 7.5. Strider was an 8.5 plus money. McClanahan was also 8.5 at plus money. So whether it be juice or a number drop, the books respect Baltimore. And I don't. They do have some elite numbers on the year versus right-handed pitchers, but that's come back to life, guys. And their numbers are saying they're walking league average, striking out league average, and they're bottom 10 now in the hitting categories that I like to check. And let me tell you guys, they're fraudulent at that. The only right-handed pitchers they've seen in the last 15 days that I track was old Mick Strider, who just went out there and put up a TED piece after DeGrom hit up an 11 to start the year versus these Baltimore Orioles. And I just had to add in Mitch Keller, guys, at the end of the day. Mitch Keller also went out and put up a 13 piece. So the 2 guys in the book, one before that, have went out there and dominated. Now, what I'm getting at is they haven't seen no aces. And that's where I'm going to get on this with Ohtani. And I knew the books would drop him because they did the same to Strider, McClanahan, and now to Ohtani, guys. So I seen it coming before it happened, and I'm ready here to pounce on them, guys. The 3 GOATs have all hit versus these stupid freaking lines they want to put versus these Baltimore Orioles, and we're about to make it 4 GOATs, guys. So I got in on Ohtani, 6.5 minus 132. Numbers are like lawyers, guys. We all know it. They don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't tell you the whole truth, and that's where we're going to get into, guys. They faced one ace in the last 15 days at the end of the day, and that was Spencer Strider. Now they're about to see another fucking GOAT, guys. And sorry, guys. The stud's about to crack the books, fellas. So we need to get on it. If you think it's a trap, it's not. They've done this to every other stud I've tracked is what I'm getting at. Now, we get into the other side of this. Grayson Rodriguez versus the Angels, number 79 in the black book. This year, he's got a 27.7 K percentage and a 9.5 walk percentage. Morning line was 6+ plus 106, pretty much the same. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas hits allowed under over was at a 5. Projected lineup, 6 righties, 3 lefties for your Angels. Strikeouts K per 9 this year. Homies averaging a 9.6, while on the road a 12 K per 9. Lefties 10.5 K per 9, while he's striking out righties at an 11.3. Raider decided to come over here and say hi to everybody. Stay away from my camera, Raider, okay? Stay away. Huh? Go play. All right, back to it, guys. So lefties, he's striking out at a 10.5 K per 9, and righties an 11.3. So Grayson Rodriguez, guys, when I go look him up, they're already talking about a no hard cap on his innings after just 75 innings last season, and they're trying to keep what their plans are with him in-house. And man, that's never a good sign, guys. Taking the fact he just went his longest outing to date in his miniature career, 5.2 innings while throwing his most pitches he's ever thrown in his career, 104. A great reason not to get involved with this kid today, guys. I need to see it, and more often than not, when someone pitches a career high, it is a letdown the next week. And the fact that they're mentioning a cap or a no cap on his innings, that's just another reason, guys, that I'm cool and I've got to just let this one go, guys. The worst thing in the world would be this guy to go out there and get you 4 Ks in 3 innings, and today be the day they want to limit and baby this kid. And this would be the time where you would limit and baby a guy after his career highs, guys. At the end of the day, I just can't let it go. If we want to talk about the Angels and who they faced, guys, they haven't faced no hogs yet, guys, really, guys. And when we have faced a hog, Christian Javier, he just, we won't on him. They went out and did the damn thing, guys. Now, is Grayson Rodriguez a hog? No, guys. He's a kid coming up, but he does have a 27% K percentage. And the Angels haven't seen many guys with a 27% K percentage over their last 200 plate appearances or 2 weeks, however you want to look at it. And this is where G-Rod can go out there and smack it, even though the numbers say no. When you look at the Angels numbers, guys, they tell you not to play it. But once again, guys, they haven't faced a lot of freaking strikeout pitchers or even pitchers in my book to talk about that. So there's not much to put it there, guys. Yes, Bybee went out there and shoved yesterday. You can't put shit into that either, guys. He faced a triple-A lineup with Ohtani in it, guys. If you can't pitch around that, you don't belong in the big leagues, okay? So, yeah, Bybee went and hammered the damn thing yesterday, but at the end of the day, these guys are kids. Grayson Rodriguez is a kid, and he's coming off his career most innings and career most pitches, guys, and I've got to just let it go. The lineup will favor this man with them putting in more right-handed bats, and the fact that they haven't seen many guys with a high strikeout percentage does make me lean to the over, guys, but at the end of the day, it's a lean. I've got to run my hogs when the numbers say no, and he ain't earned hog status yet, guys. So at the end of the day, it's just a cool pass on Grayson. I didn't pass on much today, guys. I mean, I went back, bet people's outs, and then recapped it and said, oh, fuck, we got a double. We doubling up. We doubling up like little McDoubles. So let's get into what everybody probably thought was another trap, guys, out there. And I did too at first. And I just went to sleep and let it go. And then I started typing this out and was like, boy, hey, Beavis, put that away, Beavis. Peggy, those kids are whacking off in my tool shed, Peggy. All right, guys. Freddy Peralta at the Cardinals. Number 25 in the black book. 27.1 K percentage with a 8.2 walk percentage. Opening line was 6 plus minus 110. Now at a minus 146. He is at a 6.5. Now on, or a straight 6 on PrizePicks, was at a 5.5. Hits allowed under over 4.5. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties for your St. Louis Cardinals. This year, he's averaging a 9.2 K per nine at home and a 12.3 on the road. Oh my God, Chappie, he's on the road. Guys, only 11 innings, so we really can't put too much into that. He does average a 9.7 K per nine versus the left-handed side and a 10.8 versus the right-handed side. What's key here, guys, is this 27.1 K percentage that he has this year. Now we get Freddy Peralta, guy, with what I thought was a straight bullshit line. Like, no way in hell should a man who's been 6.5 the last 3 weeks, going 2-1 to the over, be a 5.5, let alone minus 110, guys. I thought it should have been 6.5 plus money, and I just passed on the straight bettable 5.5 minus 110. I went to sleep and was like, yeah, I'm going to run for the fucking hills on this one. Not today, Junior, but we can't just run without trying to figure it out. And that's what I'm going to try to do. And when I look at the Cards' numbers, they're walking worse than league average, and they're not striking out. They're crushing the ball. They're top 4 in every hitting category. Now, I think I'm seeing what the books are seeing. Peralta has faced 3 teams this year, different walk and K percentage, but top 10 teams in isolated power. And he is 0-3 to the over 5.5, only averaging 4.7 strikeouts a game. Peralta did face these Cardinals in week 2, where there were no numbers to track by, and he went 6 innings with 7 punchouts. Now, when we look at who have the Cards faced the last 15 days, that's where these absurd hitting numbers come. That's where they come back down the life, guys. They've been beaten up on a bunch of dogs, middle of the pack to end of the rotation type of guys, with the only one in the book that they've seen in the last 15 days, who they also dropped their strikeout motherfuckers. And that's where it came back when I was typing this out. I was like, the only person they've seen in the last 15 days was Ohtani, son. And they dropped him to, oh, motherfuckers think the Cardinals are good. Oh, okay, cool. Now we're figuring out what the books are doing, guys. So I didn't get up on the book, man, on the phone. I called my guy Spin Doc. I'm like, bro, I think I fucking got it. Tell him what I just told y'all right here. And he goes, bro, to back that up, let's go through it. He goes, damn, man, if we go through their whole year at home, they're 2-5 to the over strikeout props with people with a 20 to 27% K percentage. 2-1 to the over with anybody with a 27% K percentage. The only one was the guy that we just added in, and that was Mitch Keller at the very beginning of the year versus this team. So if we go back over the last month, they have only faced 2 pitchers with a strikeout percentage of a 27 or higher, and both these guys went out and schlung it and put their nuts on the table, guys. So at the end of the day, Freddy Peralta, Gausman, and Ohtani are all top 25 in my books. That means you are an elite strikeout pitcher. And guess what, guys? We're going to get on an elite strikeout pitchers versus these weak-ass, fraudulent numbers that they say, oh, my God, they're just hitting everybody. Oh, come on, Kyle. I'll kick you in the nuts. Well, books, you're about to get kicked in the nuts because I would have bet this shit at a 6.5 plus 120 and would not have even dug in like I did and had to dig in now. So thank you, books. I appreciate you very much for making me dig into it. And I got in on Freddy Peralta, 5.5 minus 117. And yeah, once I figured it out, I dropped my nuts on him. So let's get to it, fellas, and talk about another spot that they're trying to drop our nuts on us. And let me tell you guys, homie, don't play that. I don't do that shit. I don't chase women, and I don't chase K-props. And in this situation, they're wanting us to bet this man. And they added one. Charlie Morton, Uncle Charlie at the Rangers, number 29 in the black book, 28 point, or he has a, I must have just straight skipped that dude today, huh? He has a 28.2 K percentage and an 8.7 walk percentage. Then we get into this year. I had to put in both because I said we ain't talking about both unless there's a problem, and there's a problem. 21.9 K percentage with a 9.6 walk percentage this year. So he has fallen off the table, and he's fallen off the table more often than not on the road than at home. And that's going back to last year and continuing the trend this year. Morning line, 7 plus minus 110. Closing line is at the minus 112. 6.5 on PrizePicks, where his projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 right-handed bats. Last year at home, 12.1 and a 9.3 on the road. Like we said, he does struggle on the road going back to last year. Well, it's actually gotten worse this year, guys. It's an 11K per nine at home to a 6.8 on the road. Like, golly, old man Uncle Charlie, what's happening? Lefties, he's striking out at a 10K per nine, right around the same number as last year. Well, righties have fallen off, where last year it was at an 11K per nine, and at this year it's at a 7.5. So, yeah, can the books could go suck a fat one on this one, guys. Last night before the pitching change from the Rangers, Uncle Charlie was 5.5 minus 115. I go start doing my work. They do a pitching change. They come back the next morning, and bam, we get a 6.5 with the same damn juice. Man, that many people smacked Morton in about a 30-minute period that they said, oh, here, different pitcher, refund your bets, and we're going to just jump it up to we're not taking that type of volume again. And that's what happened, guys. And that doesn't happen often, but they got away with it on that one. And they're going to capitalize on the people who started hammering it. It's not the money that comes in. It's the people that bet it that they respect. Somebody they respect puts a bet in it. Don't matter if it's a fucking grand or 100, bro. If they respect that guy, they're going to jump the line, guys. It's not always the money, it's who puts it in. So, the fact of the matter is, he opened before the pitching change at a 5.5. He has only hit that 50% of the time his last 10 games. So to fucking put him in a 6.5 in a spot just because he's in a good spot, homie, don't play that, guys, man. If I had my sock out, I'd beat him over the head right here. And yeah, he's hit this at a 30% win rate over his last 10, guys. And I just can't do that crap, guys. Morton has only hit his over where they have him now, like I said, at a 30% freaking win rate. And when we look at these guys' numbers, he's in a good spot. They're not walking. 5.3% is a great freaking way to attack it. Well, how about they're striking out at a 25.4% clip? That's another spot to attack it, guys. And the books aren't being nice to us right here, guys. They are top 10 in all hitting categories versus righties. And they have actually seen some pretty decent righties over the last 15 days, and being Castillo, Gilbert, and that's just two that popped into my head, guys. So it's not like they've seen bumps. Even though they have struck out, they still hit these guys at times. So they freaking are being douchebags, and I don't play douchebag crap, guys. At the end of the day, if I would play Charlie Morton, I'd pull him down to the 6+ and get into it and an alt way or a 5+, guys. I do not chase women or K props, and they jumped him up a whole strikeout. And this man since last season has a 2.4 more strikeouts K per 9 or better at home. Golly, man. So the lineup's going to have lefties in it, which he has dominated at a better K per 9 over since last season and following into this year. And the numbers also favor him, guys. But they freaking added one, guys. And I don't play that. Homie don't play that. So we'll go into a one where I do got two bets in, guys. So let's talk one. But before we do, let's talk the chat, guys. I know it's Monday. We got 75 live, 50 likes. Appreciate the ones who smashed it. If you haven't, do me a favor. If you like what you're hearing, smash it, guys. I don't ask for much. I ask for a like to be hit. Or I'll freaking rant if you want me to. Other than that may want me to too. Let's talk about the guy we got a couple bets on, though. Framber Valdez versus the Cubs. Black book number 40. Shout out to JPZ for buying me a 40 with that $5 dono on my birthday. You know, that popped into my head. You know, oh, that 40 was tasty. So 2023, he has a 27.1 K percentage with a nice 4.8 walk percentage. Opening line was 7+ -118. Now on FanDuel at 7+ -128. PrizePicks has him at a 6.5. Under over pitching outs, 18.5. Projected lineups for your Cubbies: 8 righties and Cody Bellinger. K per 9 this year, he has a 9 K per 9 at home with a 10.6 on the road, an 11.1 versus the left-handed side, and a 9.5 versus the right-handed side. What is this I see with good old Framber, guys? Now, I know it's a small sample size, but he's been putting people down on the road where through his career, granted, very short career in the last 2 years coming into now, he's had a K per 9 of 2.5 strikeouts or better at home than on the road. And it's his third season now, and it seems like everything's starting to click for this guy, guys. And he is the ace of the defending champs, the Houston Astros. So we talk on this show wanting to back ground ball pitchers in Houston. And he is one of the better ground ball pitchers in the game, which has allowed this man to eat up innings, even when he does get a lot of base runners and a lot of traffic. The reason, guys, any ground ball pitcher does good in Houston. We talk about it. They wet their infield more than any other team in the MLB. What does that do? It slows down 100-mile-per-hour freaking balls hit off the bat on the ground, and it makes it easier to turn one or to get one when needed, guys. It is what it is. It's an advantage. I found it. I didn't actually. Noli found it, and it's something that we use into attack, and I use it while we are in Houston, whether it's any other side, guys. We talked about Aaron Nola versus this team, him being a ground ball pitcher, and he went out and ate up those 7 innings that day. So definitely got to take advantage of pitchers that throw and get ground balls when they are on. So this is a spot, guys, that we've got to take advantage at the end of the day. It makes it easier to tune to, and this guy's the best at turning two. Now, when we look at the Cubbies, guys, and their numbers, they're top 7 in every category, from walks to not striking out to crushing the ball. And yeah, I get it, guys. Only other matchup this year where the numbers even match up more often than not versus a team like this, when I go through the whole book, and I mean, this is a team that's just elite in every which way. He went 9 strikeouts while going 7 innings of 3-run ball. Okay, so you pitch well versus elite teams, huh, Framer? We're gonna have to dig into this. Now, when we see who have these Cubbies faced in their last 200 plate appearances, and to be real, only 2 people in my book that I'll even freaking look to bet on was Luzardo. He went 6.1 innings with 6 strikeouts, and Montgomery got rocked. But we knew, guys, to stay off Monty that day, guys. We talked about it on this show. He was getting put with a new catcher. And at the end of the day, that's a no-no when you're betting a K prop. We need comfortability. We need to know that the pitcher trusts the catcher and vice versa. So, yeah, let's talk about it, guys. They haven't seen nobody is what I'm getting at. And that's where I'm going to take advantage. They seen Jesus Luzardo. They're about to see a fucking ace, guys. And Jesus Luzardo ain't an ace. And Jesus went out there and did ace things. So what is Framber Valdez going to do if second to third end rotation type of guy was able to hold down these big, bad hitting Cubbies lineup, guys? At the end of the day, numbers are like lawyers. They don't necessarily lie to us. They just don't tell the whole truth, guys. So I am going to take Framber Valdez over 18.5 outs at minus 120, guys. And I thought I was going to leave it alone at that. I thought, damn, cool. We're in on the outs. We're going to leave it going. And then the more and more I looked at it, guys, and it kept ringing in my head like, damn, he pitched really well versus a team who crushed the ball. Let's go back through last year and see what happened when he faced teams who crushed the ball, guys. Elite hitting teams last year, whether the strikeout percentage said play or not play, he went and dealt, guys. Framber Valdez was 6-2 to the over strikeouts last year when facing an elite top 10 hitting team. And he was 3-0 to teams that were top 4 in ISO, like these Cubbies are today, guys. So I doubled up on Valdez, took his strikeouts over 6.5 minus 128. This is one of those guys where his innings do correlate a lot with his strikeouts. And if I do get burnt on the fact that he doesn't go 18.5, it's because this fool punched out fucking 12 and ran his pitch count up. So I think this guy goes 7, gets that 8 to 10 strikeout range right here, and goes out and does what he did versus the Angels, who also hit lefties. Yeah, how's that working out, guys? Sometimes you got to know which lefties they face, and that's where it does us money. 85 in here, 55 likes. If you haven't already, do me a favor and smash the like button. If you like what you're hearing, if you love what you're hearing, go hit that retweet on my Twitter at Sharpies Bets. Now we get to talk about good old Pablo Lopez at my Doyers, right at Chavez Ravine, baby, right up behind me. Number 35 in the black book. He's been humming this year.
Time for Dodger baseball.
Shout out to Vin Scully, rest in peace, man. There will never be a man like you. Man, even my kids at least got to hear your voice, bro. So that was a great thing. Vin Scully's a good man. All right. Opening line 7+ minus 105 on DK. Closing line was 6+ minus 160 or 7+ plus 135 everywhere else, guys. So pretty much the minus 160 is now on FanDuel. Everywhere else has the plus 135 for the 7+. So there is money coming in on his under. If you are liking Pablo, you're probably going to be able to get him around a minus 140-ish, maybe even less by the time people keep betting this man's under. And these are guys who strictly look at numbers. And once again, numbers are like lawyers. They don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't tell you the whole truth, guys. And that's where we're going to get into Pablito right now. And this may seem like a straight up Pablo Lopez bash write up, but wait till the end, guys. Like at the end of the day, I've got to talk faults and I've got to talk not faults. I'm not just here to make somebody sound freaking great. I've got to give you what can happen and what may happen. And I know my Dodgers, guys, and it's either over or nothing on Pablo today, guys. And let's talk about it. 29 innings at home, 19 on the road. So we can't put way too much, guys. But this dude's fucking yapping full 16.1 K per nine right now, guys, in 19 innings compared to a 10.7 at home. 12.7 versus left-handed side, 13.1. This guy has been fucking elite this year, guys. Good old Pablo versus my boys in blue. And this may, like I said, be a Pablo bash at the beginning, but just hang in there, guys. This kid has been this dude this year. And to go back, guys, the first half of the season, he's always been that dude, guys. It's always been the second half. And he faced these Dodgers in the second half last year where he had his ups and downs and downs and ups, and he still had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, guys. Pablo has had 6 or more strikeouts in all but one game. And I get the 6.5 where he's at, guys, but it's starting to come down to 5.5. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get around to minus 140 or a bettable on the 5.5. But I see a sign of why I stayed off the 6.5. And there's a few reasons, guys. Not many top right-handed pitchers have hit over versus the Dodgers strictly in the last 15 days. Musgrove, Peralta, and Darvish, just to name a few. Those are some good guys. Those are guys that I'm willing to back, guys. And I didn't run them versus them. And the only one to come close was Darvish, who lost by the hook. And he was also a 6.5 at the time. Peralta was a 5.5 versus these boys and didn't hit as well. So this team has been one of those teams that's just been real pesky, guys, to the over on people's strikeouts. So let's get into it, guys. I like to compare teams. And the Padres, guys, I hate them, but they're a lot like the Dodgers going back to the second half of last season and even really all season before they got Juan Soto. And they take pitches. They don't strike out. Even though their numbers say they're striking out a lot this year, the Padres, they're still walking at that elite level, guys. So they're coming back around to what the Padres have always been. And what I'm getting at, guys, is that's the only time this guy didn't have 6 strikeouts this year was last week versus the Padres. And if there was a team that was built like that team, it's your Los Angeles Dodgers, guys. And the way that they take pitches, they do not swing out the zone much. You need to strike them out in the zone. And that's where it comes on to the lean on the over right here, guys, is I know what my team struggles against. They struggle against elite 4-seam fastballs, and that's the pitch they've struggled against since they've gotten Freddie Freeman and adopted the Freddie Freeman batting approach, guys, where we can get the 2-seamers, we can get the cutters, we can get the breaking balls if we sit on the 92 and under, and we'll give up the 95 plus, get it by us then. Go ahead, guys. But we can get to everything else if we don't just load up to hit 95 to 100. We can get to everything else. And that's the Freddie Freeman approach. And that's what the Dodgers have adopted, guys. And if you're not going to try to strike this team out with a 4-seam fastball in the zone or a little bit above the zone, you're going to have a fucking problem. They do not chase often. You need to strike them out in the zone. So I don't know what Pablo's game plan is going to be for this. But it would be a great live betting situation if and when he gets to his strikeout count in the first inning. Does he go breaking ball? Or does he attack him with the fastball, guys? Because if he attacks him with the fastball, he can have upwards to the 8, 9, or 10 today, guys. But if he tries to get him fishing, to get him chasing with the breaking balls, more often than not, the Dodgers will spit on that shit. And that's not the way to get the Dodgers out, guys. So at the end of the day, you've got to get them in the zone, and that's why Darvish was able to get 6. Darvish is a guy we look at, guys, to attack people in the zone. We were on Darvish the other day, strictly because the whiff percentage that the Twins were carrying into that, guys. And whiff percentage means you're striking out in the zone. You know who else has a high whiff percentage, guys? The Dodgers. They have an elite chase percentage. But like I said, I know my team. You got to strike them out with the fastball And if you're striking them out in the zone more often than not, you're not hanging a breaking balls, guys. So it's because you're getting that four-seamer by them. And that's because I told you these guys are sitting on the two-seamers to breaking balls. You got to give up something, guys. And they give up one pitch in that Dodger lineup, and that's that four-seam gas. So if Pablo Lopez decides to go fastball on the strikeout count, get on his life, guys. Get on his life. But it's just a lean. And if it comes down to a bettable 5.5, it may be more than just a lean, guys. Then I'll get in. But I definitely understand why the money's coming under, and didn't pull the trigger myself, guys. So appreciate the 90 live and the 62 likes, guys. We got 75 likes and retweets on the Balking Dead post. So I said I'd drop my other bets, guys. And I'm on a man that I normally wouldn't bet. Let's just talk about him, guys. At the end of the day, Merrill Kelly, guys. And no, I didn't just straight take a 6.5, guys. I thought it should have been a 5.5, but it could have been a 6.5 with his win percentage. And we definitely got a 6.5 strictly because the A's suck donkey. Beep. So there's two ways I'm going to get in on this one, guys. I'm going to take Merrill Kelly out over 18.5 at plus money for a unit. And then I bet the 6 or more strikeouts in the D-backs to win at plus 125 for a half unit. I didn't see the 5+ and a win at minus 125. And to be honest, I like that one a lot more, guys. I'm a safe bettor. I'm a vagina, but I'm comfortable with the 6 where I'm at in the plus money because, like I said, if he was at a 5.5, I would have bet him at the 5.5. But the fact that they move him to a 6.5, I understand it. He's got a 40% win percentage to that rate. I get it. And I get it. It's the Oakland A's. They suck. But guess what, guys? They suck even worse at home. When I looked at their numbers at home, equal chingalo, man. They're batting below a $1.99 in their last 2 weeks versus right-handed pitching. No, I mean they've seen Gilbert, they saw Kirby, whatever, bro. You're about to see Merrill fucking Kelly, guys. And Merrill Kelly should go 7, average a strikeout per inning. So I'm on his outs over 18.5 at plus 125. And then I'm also on the half unit play at the 6+ plus 125. If you're just showing up, guys, for the recap, do me a favor and smash the like. It does help our algorithms more than you know. We had some good combos today on the lines that these guys put up. What seemed trappy, guys, wasn't a trap after all. When it was all said and done, that's where we start the day, guys, by getting on the GOAT himself, Goat Ohtani. And I took Shohei over 7+ at minus 132. And yeah, he's hit that, guys, at an 80% win rate at his last 10. And oh my God, they dropped him. That's a trap. Well, thank God, guys, I track everything on my guys from the date they pitched to the line they put them to the color draws they're wearing if they let me know. So they dropped the Grom to a 7.5 versus these Birds. They gave us plus money on the 8.5 Strider hit at a 90% clip. And they gave us plus money on McDaddy-O McClanahan, guys. At the end of the day, those are the 3 guys on our Mount Rushmore, the 4th being who? Oh yeah, Shohei Ohtani. He's about to show them why numbers don't mean everything, guys. And that's what I'm getting at. If you look at their numbers the last 15 days, they're not terrible, guys. But what guys have they freaking seen with a strikeout percentage of 27 or higher? Oh, just Spencer Strider and Merrill Kelly, who one had 10 and the other 13, guys. So, yeah, man, I'm not playing this shit. They beat up on some mediocre pitching, and they're about to get Ohtani, and our 4th GOAT will cash versus these Baltimore Orioles today. So, then we talk the other side, and that's Grayson Rodriguez, guys. And the numbers say no, and I've got to trust my hogs in those situations. And coming off his most innings pitched and his career high in pitches, I've just got to let him go. They're already talking there won't be a hard cap, but they're also talking they're not trying to let stuff out, guys. If there was a day to cap Grayson Rodriguez or baby him, it would be the day after career highs in innings and pitches like he did last week, guys. 5.2 innings pitched on 104 pitches. He only seen 75 innings last year due to lat problems. Then what seemed fishy, guys, is the Freddy Peralta line. Then I figured it out, guys. Pitchers versus St. Louis in St. Louis this year are 2-5 to the over strikeout props with a 20 to 27% strikeout percentage. Well, Freddy Peralta got a 27.1 strikeout percentage, and Bama wants to fucking say hi now. Right back. So he's got a 27 strikeout percentage, guys. And the guys with the 27K percentage versus the Cardinals in St. Louis this year are 2-1 to the over, guys. And the two guys that I back, the two guys that are in the top 25, both had 7 or more, guys. And when I thought it was a trap, then I kept digging until I realized that they also dropped down Ohtani to a 6.5 versus this team. And then the light bill started ringing off. You go look at all these numbers, guys, and these books respect the Cardinals over the last 2 weeks. They're top 4 in every hitting category. They're not striking out. They're elite. Blah, 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 blah. The only pitcher in my book from the right-handed side that they have even seen is Shohei Ohtani, guys, where they, like I said, dropped his K-prop down 1-2, and he went out and just struck out the first fucking 8, guys. So, nah, I'm not buying into it. I figured it out why, and they respect the Cardinals' batting numbers. Well, guess who didn't? Sharpie didn't. And I got on Peralta 5.5 minus 117. And like I said during the breakdown, guys, I probably would have took him at 6.5 plus money without digging into it more than I had to when they put it at the 5.5. So thank you, books, for making me a better capper and having to dig in. And I'm going to smack you once again where you thought you were sneaky. Nah. I'm sneaky, bruh. Nah. I'm sneaky. So then, guys, we talked Charlie Morton, guys. They opened him up last night at a 5.5. Then they took him off the board with the pitcher change, refunded everybody and their mother, and reopened him at a 6.5. I don't chase women or K props, and this should not be a 6.5. And because of the Rangers' numbers, we get 1 added on, guys. At the end of the day, he has struggled on the road, striking people out going back to last year. And numbers or not, I don't chase. He's only hit this at a 30% win rate, where he hit the 5.5 at a 50% win rate. They took a boatload of action in that 30 minutes of time before the Rangers changed their pitcher, that they just let him go and put him up to 6.5, guys. So they added 1 on. No way can I chase. Not today, not tomorrow. You know who I will bet, though, is Framber Valdez, guys. And I wanted his strikeouts over, even though the numbers said no. And in the last 200 plates versus 200 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers, the only one worth mentioning is Jesus Luzardo, who went 6.1 innings and had 6 strikeouts, guys. And Jesus Luzardo is a second to third rotation type of pitcher. This is an ace, guys. And when I dug into it, I got to bet it, guys. I'm on his outs over 18.5, around the minus 120 range is where I got it at. He's only 5-3 to the over that this year, guys. So that's only a 62% win rate, and the juice actually matches that. No fishy business here. This man is a walking 6 to 9 innings. I think he goes 7+. Now, when I dug into it even more, guys, is when I got on his strikeouts as well. 6.5 minus 128. I doubled up on Framer. Both were full unit bets. And when I went and looked at teams with elite hitting ISO numbers, isolated power, guys, teams that tells me you're not fraudulent. You can have good batting average. You can have a good freaking OPS. Go look at isolated power, and that'll tell the whole story for you guys. And when he's faced a team like the Cubs with top 10 isolated power, he is 6-2 to the over on his strikeouts. And when he's faced a team that are top 4 in isolated power, like the Cubs are today, he is 3-0 to the over. The better you are, the better he is. And that's what has shown me over 40 games of info. And I've got to ride those type of percentages. Oh, the Cubs are good versus lefties. Y'all about to see who's good, guys. And like the Angels last week, they said the Angels were good versus lefties too, right, guys? Good pitching beats good hitting. They haven't seen an ace in their last 200 plate appearances. They about to see one now. We finished, guys, with good old Pablo Lopez versus my Dodgers. And if I was to get in, guys, I'd let the 5.5 come down more. It's come down to a -160 when it did open at the 6.5. And I do expect more money to come in on the under, guys. If you're a guy who strictly looks at numbers, the numbers say fuck off and run with the Dodgers. They ain't been letting nobody hit their strikeout props. Last 10 days, strictly, Darvish, Peralta, Musgrove, who I track, didn't freaking hit it. The one who did come close was Darvish, who did lose by the hook, guys. And if it does come down to a 5.5 around the -130 range, I'm willing to get in, guys. I know my Dodgers don't strike out and they're good, but if this man does what he can do, and that's throw a whole bunch of four-seam fastballs, guys. And that's what you need to strike out these Dodgers. At the end of the day, you need to strike them out in the zone. They're not going to chase. They are not going to go fishing. They have a issue with high heat, and you can get them there. So I think Pablo Lopez is a better live betting situation when he gets to the first inning and he's in a 2-strike count. Does he attack him with a fastball? Yes or no? If he goes after these fellas, even if he gets a pop out with that fastball, I'd look at that live over real fucking nice, guys. Because if he attacks him 60% fastball tonight, guys, and he attacks him with that fastball in strikeout counts, he can have one of those days. And wouldn't be surprised, guys. I know my team, guys. So, yeah, is what it is. And appreciate you all for tuning in, guys. We hit that 100 live on a Monday. 70-something likes, guys. Y'all the shit. If you didn't know, y'all should know. Without you, there ain't no me. So, y'all should already know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over to PrizePicks and use that promo code PUBSports. Get a match deposit of $100 on your first deposit with a minimum of $25. So, until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by the best producer in the whole wide world, Big Show Picks. Some say we be pubbing. I say what? Pubbing we be!
Keep firing, assholes!